Mr. Horowitz, let me start with you. The testimonial subpoena authority was something that we had helped to champion. Did that make it into the bill, and why didn't it make it into the bill?
It did not make it into the bill, unfortunately, despite the tremendous efforts of yourself and the ranking member in pushing it. My understanding was the Department of Justice continued to object to the very end, and in order to get the bill passed through the Senate, it had to be removed. And we hope and look forward to working with you again, and we will not walk away from the fight easily.
And at least personally, I'm going to help champion this. We'll make another run at it again, but I do believe the inspectors general need the ability to compel testimony. We had a frustrating case where somebody was being approached, and then they just, like on a piece of paper, just said, "I hereby resign," and handed it to somebody, and just thought by leaving the employee, leaving the employment of the federal government, they could just simply walk away from all this disaster that they had caused. I do believe that the inspectors general need to have the ability to compel testimony, particularly for those investigations that you're doing. Does any of the others wish to shed any light, or Mr. Horowitz, do you shed any light or any personal experiences within your purview that would illuminate this problem further?
I'll just mention the two examples that are public in our reports that are of significant programs. Our review of the FBI's handling of 702, a high-ranking FBI official that refused to cooperate with us because he had retired, and that would have been an important interview to have in connection with our review of the President's surveillance program. Back in the 2005-06 time period, the former Attorney General and the former Deputy AAG refused to speak with us because they also had left at that time. And there are, I could give you innumerable examples where we do our administrative work and have similar situations that you've just referred to yourself, Mr. Chairman, which is resignations on the eve of testimony and our inability then to get the evidence we need.
Yes.
From a Peace Corps perspective, our employees are all term limited. So after 5 years, they time out. And so if we want to speak with them after that period of time, they're no longer a government employee. It makes our job a lot more difficult.
Very good. I really do appreciate you bringing up the idea of whistleblowers. In fact, later this afternoon, we have a hearing specifically on whistleblowers, and they do need to have unimpeded access to communicate not only with the inspectors general, but also members of Congress, and we take that very, very seriously. I want to just, in the last minute and a half that I have here, one of the things we're deeply concerned about, we heard testimony throughout the last couple of years about sexual misconduct, sexual assault, the varying degrees of table of penalties. One of the more stark examples I like to use is within the Department of Justice, because if you look at the department, even within the Department of Justice, they have different tables of penalties, different definitions. I think that is a congressional challenge for this committee and something we do plan to address. If you can illuminate or shed any light on challenges or things that you've seen that you would think that we should address as we try to deal with this problem in making sure that we get rid of these bad apples. Does anybody have an example or something they can shed some light on? Go ahead, Mr. Horowitz.
Yeah. As the committee is obviously aware from our review on the law enforcement components of the Justice Department, as the Chair mentioned, we found these wide-ranging different uses of the penalties, the terminology. We're about to go forward with a report about how the Civil Division handles these issues, and it'll again show a unique approach, different approach by another component of the Justice Department. And I think one of the things that's very important as sexual harassment becomes something that needs to be addressed forcefully and clearly is coordinated high-level approaches. It can't be decentralized within an agency. It can't be left to 30-plus components in the Justice Department to decide what 30 different ways they're going to approach it. Because the memo comes from the leadership on zero tolerance. And so if leadership is the one putting out that policy and is expecting to create that culture, they need to look at that and drive that throughout the organization equally.
Thank you. My time has expired, and I'll recognize